Mario Kart 64. So, I may have implied in some of my previous videos that this is indeed a fun Mario Kart game. And parts of it sure are. Playing this game with your friends is an absolute delight. Racing and doing your best to pummel each other with items is a blast in multiplayer. You can say this about any Mario Kart game, sure. But there's something about how hectic this one is and how loose its controls feel that add up to an experience unlike anything in the series. It's fun. Then you try and complete all the Grand Prix in single player, and yeah, this sucks. I'm straight up not having a good time. All that jankiness that made multiplayer a blast is now actively working against you and amounting to a miserable experience. I honestly got so tired of playing this after a while that I just booted up Mario Kart DS and started working on that ranking while I was in the middle of this one. 64 is a bit archaic to say the least, and it certainly hasn't aged the best. But hey, its track selection ain't half bad. It's only 5/8 bad. Yeah, there's only 16 courses to pick from here, and a few of them are indeed stinkers. But thankfully, a few of them are also all-time classics that I love dearly and can't wait to talk about. So why don't we jump right in? Every Mario Kart 64 course ranked, starting with those dreaded D tiers everyone knows and begrudgingly accepts. Let's-a go.
Disappointment in the game of life.
As of right now, every single course in Mario Kart 64 has made a return as a retro course in a future game. All except, conveniently enough, the worst one, Wario Stadium. But wait a minute, Shafe. Didn't they bring it back in Mario Kart 8? No, you fool. That was DS Wario Stadium, which is totally different from N64 Wario Stadium. Why they chose to remake a future course with the same name instead of just getting the original out of the way first, I don't really get. Maybe that has to do with the fact that this course is bad. I guess it has plenty of jumps and plenty of turns, but that doesn't really mean much in a game without a trick system or functional drifting. And in addition, everything else here is exceptionally pitiful. The background decoration consists of the same Wario head copy-pasted to infinity. The music is just repeated from Mario and Luigi Raceway, which is horribly unfitting when something like the Yoshi Valley or Chaco Mountain song would have suited this track way better. There's a jump where if you get hit with an item, you're sent annoyingly far backwards on the track and you have a lot of ground to make up. And on top of all that, the course is unbearably long, meaning you're stuck with a miserable atmosphere and boring layout for way more time than you should be. Like, I'm ready to move on to the next race by the beginning of the second lap, but it just keeps going. In spite of all its issues, however, I think it is pretty mean that they refuse to bring this and only this track back. Like, the Booster Course Pass would have been a great time. Plus, seeing the glow-ups they gave to DS Wario Stadium and GameCube Waluigi Stadium, I think they could definitely make a really cool updated course out of this framework. Oh well, I guess we have to wait till Mario Kart 9 comes out in 2037 to see that.
Where'd you come from, mate? My town's called Snow Mountain.
Frappe Snowland is one of those truly special courses where the more you play it, the worse it gets. It's one where I enjoy the music and visuals and basically nothing else, I think. The layout is boring and unspecial, and the course is littered with these godforsaken snowmen that are absurdly difficult to dodge, especially at this one part where they're all bunched up in an incredibly difficult and annoying pattern. The ending part of the track in this pseudo snow tunnel is a really flaccid way to finish the course. And my personal favorite thing is if you try to cut corners with a mushroom too far, Lakitu scolds you for having too much fun and brings you back to the course, ruining your lead, your speed, and your enjoyment level. I swear to God, they did not playtest the boundaries of the Lakitu rescue zones nearly enough, because it just feels way too broken and janky. It's a course where I consistently have either a miserable or boring time, and I'm genuinely shocked that after repeat playthroughs, I liked it less and less to the point where I had to give Sherbet Land the edge. Sherbet Land! Speaking of which,
We're digging to Antarctica.
wow, Mario Kart 64, 2 lame snow courses in a row. Must be a new record. I'll admit, in my initial draft of this list, I had this course in last place. But playing it again a couple times, it got a bit better as Frappe Snowland and Wario Stadium got a bit worse. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot to hate here. Like, there's barely anything on the ice portions that make it feel like a racetrack. It's just this slippery, boring, frozen wasteland. Wasteland, you say? I think you mean Wonderland, cause there's penguins, and penguins are cool, right? Yeah, I guess, as long as you don't run into one, because that sends you spinning out, which takes forever to recover from. Good luck cutting these annoyingly sharp corners. Hope you don't fall in the water. It won't take forever for Lakitu to pull your freezing corpse out of the lake. I guess it's nice how the cave section is visually distinct from the rest of the track, even though it's easier to hit the penguins there, which really sucks. I don't know, ultimately the penguins are less annoying than the snowmen, so I guess this one gets to rank a little higher than its snowy counterpart. I also don't really know if I like this better or worse than its remake. I mean, I ranked both of them as the third worst courses in their respective games, but I guess I'd say the Wii version is worse because that game had a generally higher bar for its courses. It sticks out a lot more for being bad there, whereas here, I mean, hey, it's the best ice course in the game, I guess. Let's just move on from talking about this course forever, since it never comes back, thank God. Moving on to the C tiers now. Alright, time for some midness. Let's go.
Any ghosts?
Pretty much, any ghost will do, sure.
I genuinely do not know what the consensus is on Banshee Boardwalk, because I just never really see anyone talk about this one. I don't even think there's any Banshees on this course. They probably just picked it for the alliteration, just like how that guy from Banshees of Inisherin picked it for the she sounds. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, it's a course. There's a big fish that jumps, and I like that. I guess the atmosphere can be kind of unsettling with the darkness coupled with the music, but overall, something just feels kind of off about this course. My friend put it really well when he said this feels more like a video game level than an actual place compared to the rest of the courses in this game. Most of it is just a straight shot on this frustratingly narrow boardwalk, which has plenty of turns but no real shortcut opportunities, and it comes across as rather samey and repetitive. Aside from that part in the castle with the graffiti arrow signs, which feels more tacky than anything. I don't know, it's not an awful course or anything, but it just kind of feels like an amateur fan-made Wii course, rather than one Nintendo would officially make themselves. Just kind of forgettable, with atmosphere that's not nearly good enough to make up for its blandness.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of
Yoshi!
Yoshi Valley is undoubtedly the most ambitious course in Mario Kart 64. But maybe it was a little too ambitious? I mean, look at the race placement boxes. They don't exist. Since this course has all sorts of winding alternate paths, the game just straight up can't tell you who's in what place. That's kind of a fun gimmick, but also kind of annoying. And yet, it isn't even close to my biggest issue with this track. Many of these paths are super narrow, and if you happen to fall off of one, you're tumbling all the way down this mountain. Lakitu doesn't even think to save you until you've already reached the bottom, at which point you're likely way behind in the race. Not that you'd even be able to tell, of course, but God, I hate how long the recovery time is on this track. Just put a black abyss here or some water or something. Don't make me sit through this every time I fall. Aside from those issues, it's decent. The branching path idea is really fun and neat, and it has a big Yoshi egg, so that's pretty epic. Overall, definitely a better course than 8 Deluxe, but I can't say the original was all that terrible.
Moo?
Another oval? Why are these tour tracks so uncreative and terrible? So, Moo Moo Farm is the rather underwhelming big brother to Moo Moo Meadows. It's an oval. There are slight hills. There's a bridge that you go under and not on at any point. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I was mistaken. There's 2 bridges that you go under and not on at any point. Whew, what a relief. I thought this course was boring for a second there. Okay, that's kinda mean. I actually do think that much like Super Circuit, considering how difficult this game's controls can be to get a hold of, there's definitely a lot of value to the simpler, more manageable courses, like this one. And it's got plenty of good attributes, like its Windows 95 background aesthetic, and the fact that it puts a bunch of moles on the right side of the track, thus adding a risk factor to the inside portion that might discourage you from drifting along the quickest route. You either risk it and try to dodge the moles, or drift on the left side, which might be slower. That's kind of a clever little detail. But then again, there aren't even any moo-moos on the road. Like, how can I play this? There's no cows. Lame. Moo Moo Meadows was better, plus L plus ratio. Anyway, it's B tier time now. These next courses are pretty solid, so let's see what they are.
Mario?
It's hard to really find new things to say about Mario Raceway that I didn't already say in my Wii video. I guess it sticks out as a pretty solid course in this game, compared to in Wii where there were dozens of more exciting courses. In 64, 1/8 of the track selection is Wario Stadium and Frappe Snowland. I'll gladly take a solid enough Mario Circuit course. The aesthetics, turns, and obstacles all suit this game pretty well. It's pretty simple, but I can always appreciate a good, clean race on it. For being the first real Mario circuit track in a 3D Mario Kart game, I think this sets the standard pretty well. Nice stuff.
And Luigi Mario.
It almost felt kinda wrong to rank Luigi Raceway and Mario Raceway so high, because they are the basic bitch courses designed for beginners to get into the game. But, as I mentioned in the Moo Moo Farm segment, sometimes a simple course in an older Mario Kart game with rough feeling controls can be a good thing. And I think that's absolutely the case here. As usual, Luigi outshines his brother with a slightly better circuit course. The fact that it's mostly a wide oval doesn't bother me too much, since it allows you to use mushrooms to cut corners off the track, which is definitely pretty satisfying. I also like the classic NASCAR feeling atmosphere, in addition to the unique tunnel segment, the Jumbotron, and especially that hot air balloon that guarantees a blue shell every time you grab an item box from it. I think this is a more than solid starter course for this game. In fact, looking at the rankings I'm doing of each starter course as I make these videos, I would currently put it at 2nd place. Not as good as Double Dash Luigi Circuit, but a step above Peach Circuit. Aw, look at Luigi Circuit Wii. Gonna cry? Well, before things get heated up in the Luigi Circuit Wii fandom, let's take a break and check out Battle Mode. And I'm gonna be totally honest, this might just be my favorite battle mode in the entire series. I'm serious. This is definitely the only game in the series where I'd rather play the battle mode over the main racing mode. And I'll talk about why once we run down all the courses. Unlike the racetracks where I went back and forth on my ranking a ton, there's no debate with the battle stages. The weakest is Big Donut. Turns out battling on a big circle is not that fun. There's no way to get from one side to the other quickly, so you might as well just stay in the same spot as each other, or else it turns into an annoying game of chase, and yeah, nobody ever picks this one, let's be real. Next up is Double Deck. I'm surprised that this is the only one that hasn't come back in a future game yet. It's pretty solid with a lot of layers to hide from your friends and plan your attacks. It can be a bit confusing to navigate through, but maybe a visual overhaul in a future remake would alleviate those issues. Next is Skyscraper. It's not as easy to fall off here as I remember, and when you do, it's really funny seeing how far down you go. Essentially, you're just left with a good fun course with a ton of sections to weave in and out of, and it makes for a great time. But literally, none of these matter compared to the single best battle course in the series, Block Fort. They perfected a battle mode course in their second game. Incredible. It's like an obstacle course with multiple layers to it and bridges to connect to each section. There's so many places you could go, hide, dodge, all that good stuff. But what I really love is the psychological aspect here. You have 4 distinct colored fortresses, and battle mode supports a max of 4 players. So telling the rest of your friends that you're claiming one of these forts, and then defending it from anyone who encroaches on your territory, is unbelievably fun. And the course itself is made even better by the rule set, which to this day hasn't been topped by any other battle mode. There's no computers and no time limit. You all have 3 balloons, and you gotta pop the balloons your opponents have. And once someone loses all their balloons, they don't come back. It's elimination based, baby. Oh, so what? They just sit there and watch their friends have fun now? No, man. They respawn as a bomb car, and now they get to cause some chaos by trying to blow another racer up. That's hilarious. Like, this is how you do a damn battle mode. And no Mario Kart since has gotten it as right as this one. I'd argue that battle mode on Block Fort specifically is the single best multiplayer experience on the Nintendo 64. I think I need to cool down for a bit from how incredible this experience is.